News and day.
This is my state, this is my team. You know what that means. This is for the black and blue that I bleed. This is for the chance to bring home that ring. But everybody gonna doubt this. So far there ain't been another way around it. We bring heat to the game each week. They just say we ain't got what it takes, we ain't bout it. Well, y'all can just keep saying that we ain't gonna make it, but at the end of the day this'll be the Panthers nation. You know this ain't a game to us major players at every angle that you can think of. That's why you hate us. Get out the way of greatness. You can look at our faces and see the blood, sweat, and tears that it took to create this. Yeah, I know what you're thinking, but you can save it. Cause even on the darkest of days, you know we're always gonna find a way to tell them what we gon' do, we gotta
Dave, what's poppin', bro?
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up?
All right. Yeah, Dave noticed that I misspelled surgery. We'll get to that later. You would be the dude, the grammar police. I'll correct that. Give me 1 second.
I'm here to help, man. I'm here to help.
I see. Always, never fails.
If I knew, I thought when I sent you the text back.
It was too late when I looked at it. It's all good. I'll fix it now.
No, earlier.
Oh.
When you gave me the list of what we were gonna look at.
It's all good.
I try to fix it in. Man.
It's cool, man. No worries, bro. No worries. It's all
I'm
good.
not worried.
I do have canned keyboard. That's pretty funny. That is funny. Oops. That's funny. All right.
It happens.
All right. So so Dave, it's a lot to talk about. I mean, do I need to go ahead and get into my rough week last week?
Might as well. You might as well get started.
Yeah,
with how you got your war wound. Man.
It's pretty obvious. I mean, a lot of people pointed it out on the on the videos I was doing. But I do have a little scar right here. It came from an accident. I was rear-ended. That's funny. I took a chair shot. No, I was rear-ended last Thursday on 85, and my head kind of scraped up against the visor area. So I got a nice little scrape right here, and to save y'all from the gory white meat that's showing, I decided to cover it up with a Band-Aid. All right, so I'm straight. Thanks for all the concern, y'all saying I'm taking chair shots. No, I was rear-ended. My car got totaled. All facts. So I appreciate y'all concern though.
Man. It looked bad, man.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. I had to go to the emergency room. I mean, I'm straight. I'm kind of in the concussion protocol, so to speak. It is pretty cool to be officially in the concussion protocol. That's kind of dope. I can say I'm in the concussion protocol. I know what it's like. It wasn't that bad. I'm fine. I'm straight. But yeah, my car's jacked up. The crazy thing is I had just paid it off. But life happens. It is what it is. I should be getting a nice insurance check though. So I ain't really worried about it. It wasn't my fault, so that's all that matters. But I'm good. I got to give me a Q collar. That's funny. I got to get the Luke collar. I forgot about that. That's funny.
Mm-hmm.
I got to hit Luke on the bat line. Tell him I need one of his collars. But it's all good. Ain't no worries. I don't need no sympathy needed. I'm straight. But I do have to explain this, as a public figure. I got, can't be walking around with a Band-Aid on my head, so I got to explain it. So it's all good though. I'm straight. I'm good. Yeah, exactly. Now I know what it's like to play behind Speed Bump McGee right now. Yes, you're absolutely correct. That is funny. That's funny. Yo, that's funny. Yo, hold on. That's funny. Man, where is that joint at? Yo, that's funny. That's funny. All right. Yeah, I wasn't gonna cover it up because it's hot in my house. So I'd have been here sweating like a mug if I'd had a beanie on my head. But Dave, that's enough for me. Other than that, my wife is all in the podcast.
Sorry.
Dang, that's how you feel? Jeez. All right. Other than that, it was good. I had a good weekend. Went to see Marvel live with my daughter. It was my daughter's birthday on Wednesday, so we went to go see Marvel live. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. Kind of cheesy. The fight scenes was kind of cheesy, but it was overall a good show. But Dave, enough of me. How was your weekend?
It was pretty good, man. I entered a Smash tournament over the weekend and I got disqualified. It was pretty hilarious. How
You got
I got
what?
Disqualified.
You got
I got
disqualified.
disqualified.
You cheated?
No, I didn't cheat. I just didn't come back in time for my match.
Dave, what was you doing? Amari did something?
I was in the tournament was in Taunton, Mass, and I went and I played the first round. I lost. I lost 2-0. Close matches, but I still lost both of them. And I said how long I got before, how long I got before the losers bracket starts. I was like, hey, you got plenty of time, man. Take your time, go get something to eat, have a seat, do your thing. That's what I did. I went, got something to eat, came back. They were like, you're out, man. You got DQ. You didn't make it back for your next match.
That's terrible, bro.
I was off the paint, but I might go back. They do weekly, so I might go back.
That's terrible. Yeah, that's pretty bad, man. I'm gonna need you to get your life together, bro.
Yeah, it's hilarious. All the tournaments I've been to, I've never been DQ'd, but I know next time instead of leaving to go get food, I'll just stay at the bar and have some more drinks.
Hungry. You was hungry, bro. But all right. So we got a lot to talk about. But before that, I got a very very important announcement. That I'm doing something special. I'm trying to let me get my presentation popping. I am going on a mission trip. I'm not gonna keep this. I'm not gonna make this a religious thing. But I'm in the church or whatever. So I'm going on a mission trip in July. And to Kilgores, which is in Kenya, and we're doing stuff for the kids and whatnot. So I am raising money. It costs, so I'm raising money to for the trip. Okay, so I don't ever come up here and ask y'all for money. I try not to. I don't think I have. Dave, have I ever asked for money on this?
No, you have not.
I don't think I've ever asked for money on this. All right, but this is something very special. Okay. This is very special, and it's something I'm trying to do for the kids over in Kenya, along with my church. So I'm gonna save y'all from the religious speak. But to do this, to get this done, I am raffling off the first ever autograph I got from Cam Newton. Okay, this is special to me, but the project is special to me. Okay, so I'm gonna let this go. This is the first ever autograph I ever got from Cam Newton. It's a signed full size. This is a full size helmet. Dave, you was there when I got. You remember when I got this joint?
Yep, I remember when you got it.
So this is a full size helmet that I'm raffling off. Okay, that I'm gonna give away. Just and the entry fee is gonna be $10. Okay, $10. I'm giving it away, and you got 3 ways to enter. You got PayPal, Cashapp, Venmo. Okay, and I'll go back up. It's a real Cam Newton helmet, okay? It's signed by Cam Newton. Dave was there. He can be my certificate of authentication.
Yep. Unlike him, he just got Cam to sign it. I got one of those helmets where I got like a bunch of players to sign it, but his is super unique because he just got Cam.
Yeah, it's just Cam. It's just Cam, and it's full size, a full size joint. And like I said, you got a couple ways to pay. You can PayPal, and again, this is tax. You can write this off on your taxes too, since it's going to a nonprofit organization through Kilgore's project. So you can go ahead and write it off if you want to. But you got 3 ways. I put those in the description box. So if you want to go back, and I'll talk about this again later. Once there's some more people. I don't know if we're full yet to how we normally get around 40 people close. So I'm gonna wait. So just enter. It's going to a good cause. And if you want to know more about what we're gonna do over there, just go to the kilgoresproject.org, I believe. And I'm going in July, and I believe it's right before. It's kilgores.org. Excuse me. And I'm going right before, I think, before training camp. So, and I'll spare you all the religious stuff, but it's a good cause, and if you need verification, go to that kilgoris.org. Okay. Multiple entries are allowed. You can enter as many times as you want. Again, just make sure when you send me the Cash App or the Venmo or the PayPal, just note that you're entering the contest, and how many. Obviously, I'll know how many entries are based on how much money you send, but I'll keep track of those, and I'm gonna leave this open probably for maybe a month or two. I'd like to get to a certain goal, and then I'll cut it once I get to a certain goal. But again, it's an important project to me. So if anything, I never ask y'all for money, but it's very important to me. So I appreciate all the help. All right. So and again, you have the opportunity to win a Cam Newton full-size helmet, and if you don't win, you helped out a good cause. So feel good for yourself. All right. So let's move on. Let's get to the Panthers news. Dave, Cam Newton, shoulder surgery. I got a question, bro. I got a question, Dave. Answer me this. Why did it take so long? Why did it take so long?
I asked the same question to the chat cats. Shout out to the chat cats. And that was like, man, what if the swelling had to go down? I was like, good point. It might be that. Or it could be us thinking, oh, we got a chance to make the playoffs. So, we have a habit of doing this too.
Yeah, it shouldn't take, if you need surgery, and I'm pretty sure all the options were discussed. Why would you not get it earlier? And it's arthroscopic procedure. Okay, so it's minor, is what they say, and he should be ready for OTAs. That's what they say. He should be ready for OTAs, throwing at OTAs.
Who's they?
They is always ambiguous, Dave. You don't know who
Shefty,
they are?
Yo, Shefty was saying, this could be something that have him ready to rock for OTAs. This could be something that could keep him out for a longer period of time.
I mean, we already knew that.
Yeah.
That's true. And Marcus, you're 1,000% correct. I'm not the person. It is easy for us to say, and this is what we're here. We're just speculating. So you're absolutely right. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the guy getting the shoulder surgery. I'm not the one. But it's arthroscopic in nature, you know what I'm saying? And it's supposedly minor, so it shouldn't have been that big of a deal. Why not get it done earlier, and it moves up your recovery time? You know what I'm saying? I just don't understand. I don't understand the logic behind waiting. I don't know. It's just me, man. It's just me. I don't know. I don't know, Dave. Are you concerned, Dave?
Worst case scenario, you do it immediately after the season, or you do it a week after they decide to shut them down. But,
Are you concerned at all?
A little. You know what's going to show the concern? And I know we're going to talk about rosters later. Who we sign at quarterback. That'll tell you everything you need to know.
Yeah, that's true.
If we sign no quarterback and we say Kyle Allen is our backup, they are confident that Cam is going to be ready to rock. Now, we mess around, we sign some free agent, or we draft a quarterback earlier than you expect us to draft a quarterback, then you're going to be like, oh, is Cam going to be ready?
Yeah.
So we'll be at the mercy of that at this point.
Yeah, I'm concerned. I mean, and again, signing a backup quarterback like that is not going to be exactly cheap. And there, of course, there are options to free up money. You could. We went through the practice of deleting some guys, and freed up a nice chunk of space. And there's also other things we didn't talk about, like restructuring a couple contracts. There's a couple targets we could potentially restructure. I'm looking at Luke and I'm looking at KK. We can restructure those and kick some of that money down the road a little bit, especially for your franchise guys. It should be easy to restructure those guys, but we're going to have to free up some money. So it's not they ain't cheap, they're definitely not cheap unless you looking at somebody that's desperate to get back in the game. I'm looking at Mr. Kaepernick. But it is what it is. I'm a little concerned. It took them a little while to get this. I would have been, hey, let's get under the knife early. It really seems like, and as much as we're not in the know and we're laymen and we don't have access to all the information, it really seems like they really don't know what the hell's wrong with his shoulder. Like, I really think they don't know.
Yeah, they don't.
I like it's really it's it's a difference between us not knowing and they're keeping stuff from us, but it really seems all over the place with this situation. Because you shouldn't wait, in my opinion. Yeah, Taylor who? Taylor Heineke? Heineke's not on the roster, if that's what you're asking for. Tyrod Taylor is a free agent, yes, if that's what you're asking about. Sorry. But yeah, I'm a little concerned about this. But again, I hope they go ahead and if Cam's not gonna be healthy, yeah, Tyrod is a free agent, yes. It's gonna take some time for this man to get back 100% healthy. Just get him healthy, whatever it is, however long it takes, just get him healthy.
I'm taking Cam off my fantasy board, man. That's how concerned I am,
It's the fantasy board already. Who else are you taking off your fantasy board all the way in January, Dave?
I'm early, man.
Jeez.
The thing is with him, because the thing is, quarterback isn't that important of a position for me anyway. So it's kind of like, all right, dude's got shoulder problems. He might try to come back earlier than he's supposed to. I ain't touching it. I'm good. I'll let somebody else draft him high.
All right. So you got anything else on Cam?
I hope he takes his time to come back, and I hope he doesn't rush back.
Yeah, don't rush back, man. Just we'll figure it out without him. Just figure it out. Okay, just let him sit and just get 100% healthy, and we'll go from there. We'll figure it out without him. But moving on, Dave. My man F.A. Obata gets re-signed. He got signed. Let me see. I think it was a very cheap $570,000 one-year deal. So he pretty much he's got to make the roster, but I think it's big time that he could potentially play in London this year. I think that was pretty obvious for anybody who's paying attention that he's going to get re-signed and play in his home country. Any thoughts on the Obata signing, Dave?
I'm rooting for him to make the team, man, because I want to see him play in London. That's the bottom line. I think it's a good signing too, because he made a lot of strides this year as well.
He did. Go ahead, Dave. My bad.
Yeah, but this is a big deal. I think he's gonna. I think he's got a streamline to make the team next season for sure. Because I think it's probably important not only for him but also to the league to see somebody from London be in that London game. Another player from London. I don't know if Jai played in that thing, in the London game or not, but I think for him, his story is incredible.
It is.
So
I mean, he's still got some work to do, because I think depending on the moves we make at defensive end, it's gonna be. I think it could be tough sledding for him to make the team. But obviously he gets the benefit of the doubt. And does this do anything for you as far as the 3-4 potential move that everybody's talking about? Does that kind of make you think we're staying 4-3, or does this matter?
No.
Okay.
No.
I don't think it sways me either, because I think he can play both. I think he can stand up too. He's like 6'6". I think he has the skill set to stand up. Yeah, that's a good point, Marcus. It's definitely not a good sign for Brian Cox, who is there. And we'll go through this later. We'll go through that exercise as far as when we look at the roster, which could be next. But yeah, shout out to FA, man. And let me get him. He got a little change, Dave. So I got to give it. He got a little change, Dave.
Money talk.
Here comes the money.
He got a little change, Dave.
I didn't even look at the contract. Like, I didn't even look at the numbers.
It's 570,000. Only the top 53. Only the top 53 contracts count towards your cap. So it's going to be a blip on the radar as far as cap goes. But it does ensure we have. No, we're not doing the mock today. We're going to do it next week. We'll do it next week after the Super Bowl. But yeah, I think it definitely secures a little bit of depth. And we're going to take a look at this roster in just a second. But yeah, I'm happy for FA, and hopefully we'll see him in London playing in his hometown. I think that'd be super duper dope. And Dave, you still trying to go out there? You still rolling? Is that still the plan?
I put my deposit down. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to go though.
Nice.
I just put it down as a hold.
Nice.
But it's not depending on when the game lands. It's not looking positive.
Yeah, October's good. October's tough. I'm not missing homecoming this year, so.
Nah, I cannot miss homecoming this year under any circumstances. And I might have to choose between the two, and I'm picking homecoming.
Yeah, me too. Shout out to my Aggies, A&T.
Yeah, that's why I told my wife I'll put a hold on it, and then we'll figure it out once I know what these numbers look like. But the face that she gave me tells me like you got to pick one. You ain't gonna be able to make both.
Facts. Okay.
I just gotta find a reason to go to London.
And in other roster news, it was a hold on, Dave. Hold on. I can't forget. Dave, did you see Devin Funchess' post? Did you see Devin Funchess' Instagram
response,
post?
Right?
The response and the initial post. I don't have it. I forgot to make a slide for it, but we're gonna talk Devin Funchess for a little bit.
I don't remember the initial post. Did he have like a lineup or something like that?
Yeah, he had a lineup, Dave. He something about humble beast or something like that. And this is all speculation. This is all could be 1000% fake news, but I think he got that note that the boys was moving on, and we moving on without Mr. Devin Funchess. Okay, that's what I'm thinking. And then somebody proceeds. I need to tweet, but somebody proceeds to post. You got it. I want you to read it, Dave. I want you to read the exact post because the dude actually responded, which was kind of funny. But I'm kind of happy. This is all speculation, by the way. We don't know what's going on with Devin Funchess, but the post was weird. I kind of think he got the news that he was not going to be on next year's roster.
Here it is.
Go ahead, Dave.
I quote.
Dramatic. Hold on, Dave. Hold on, Dave. Hold on. I want you to hit him with a dramatic reading. Dramatic reading, Dave. Hit him with the dramatic reading.
And Jess Michael says, and I quote, "As a Panthers fan, bro, I'm kind of glad to see you gone. And I don't hate you or want to talk shit, but you just really didn't have time to shine here, and I wish you the best and hope you can be that wide receiver one somewhere else. Big ups, bro." Defense reply.
How do you respond, Dave?
Love with a sigma sign.
Yo, that's so funny, man. Yo, I read that. Yo, I was dying. Yo, why would you respond to that, fam?
Cause he.
I mean, everything he said was all. Well, I don't know if it was true, if it was 100% true, but the fact that the fan or the guy put it to him like that and he responded was pretty funny, yo. That was pretty funny.
The fact that at the beginning, it didn't sound like Funch would even touch this, but then at the end, it was like he was like, "Yo, I'm glad to see you gone."
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think he read. I don't think Funchess read the whole thing, yo. I think he just
he read it.
I don't think he read the whole.
It sounded like, "Yo, I'm glad to see you gone." If after I read it again, I was like, it sounded like, "I'm glad to see you gone," and now hopefully you'll get to shine somewhere else since we didn't use you like we should have.
Nah. He had his chance, B. He had his chance, man. We talked about it. You don't pay this dude's market value is like $8.5 million.
Maybe the fan just Michael, hit us up. I need you to explain this response.
It was
because the thing is he had his time to shine. He had opportunities. He kind of blew it. He blew it.
I think he kind of blew it.
He blew it.
I think he kind of blew it. So I don't know, man. I'm cool. I'm cool on Funchess. I think again, if you go ahead and look at some of the wide receiver videos I've done so far, there are some much better options that we could get in the third, fourth round, potentially this year, that we don't have to waste $8.5 million on Funchess. It is a terrible move if we re-sign him for anything. He's not worth that kind of money. Somebody's gonna pay him. Somebody's gonna pay this dude.
And when somebody pays him, I want to talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. Somebody's gonna pay him.
About it, yo.
Somebody's gonna pay the dude, but I don't. Under no circumstances should this man be on our roster. for anything over like the vet minimum, because we can get much better options next year, especially with the way our wide receiver core is set up, which we'll get into in just a second. I think there's our wide receivers is one position group I'm actually pretty excited about next year, pending health for everybody. And if you add one more piece of that, I think we're gonna be straight at wide receiver. That's one position I'm really confident about. But we're gonna jump into it. Let me get this, see if I can get this set up real quick.
And Nolan, you're right. My freaking double entendre game is vicious, yo. It has to be.
Let me see. 1 second, peeps. All right. So here's the roster. Again, if you're familiar, a couple weeks ago we went through this practice, and we talked about how the contract years are now up, and they're color coded based on severity. Meaning red is that their contract is pretty much expired and they're a free agent. Okay. Yellow means we got them for another year, and green means that we got a couple more years to worry about it. Okay. So let's get into a little bit of this roster. And you know what? I'm gonna open. I wish I can't put up the phone number here. I was gonna open the phone lines, but let's get through this first.
You still can.
I can, but I don't have the number. I can't post a number on the screen so they can get it. Not easily, anyway. I could put it in the chat.
Yeah, throw it in the chat.
Give me 1 second, peeps, because I wasn't trying to. I didn't really plan this out very good, but I'll open them up. We'll get through it quickly, and I'll open them up later. Oh, unless I can copy this. Oh, never mind. Let me see if I can just. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna put the number in the chat. Give me 1 second, and then y'all can feel free to dial in and talk about anything y'all want. When it comes to this roster build, and whoops, because I think it's very interesting. Some of these position groups have me concerned, and some of them don't. All right, so here's the number. I'm gonna post it a couple times when it disappears. So the number's in the chat right now, and feel free to dial in at any point while we get through this. And I'm just gonna roll through it. And some I'm gonna go position by position, and I'll go in order just to make it easier. So as you can see off the rip, there's a slight hole at center, Dave. There's a slight hole at center. We only have one on the roster. I think we may have a couple guards that could go in at center. But I think we need a backup center, Dave, because Khalil is out of here, and the only one we have on the roster right now is Tyler Larson. So what do you think we do at center, Dave? Like, would you feel comfortable drafting one, or like do we need to go sign a cheap free agent?
Draft one super late.
So, are you comfortable? Are you comfortable with Larson starting next year?
Yeah, I'm fine with Larson playing center. Because if we're not fine with Larson playing center, we're either going to have to overpay for one, or we're going to have to draft one high.
Shoot, I forgot to lock you in. My bad. All right, 704, what's good, bro? Or ma'am?
What's good? Here's Noli. How y'all doing?
Noli, what's good, bro?
What's up, Noli?
Whoops.
Not much. So yeah, I like this roster building. I like the spreadsheet y'all got up.
What you want me to hit? What position you want me to hit? Pause.
Go to linebacker real quick.
Ah, here you go. I already know where you going.
I
already know where you going.
Guess I should probably.
All right, there's only one scenario. I've changed my stance a little bit.
Oh, are you pulling back? No. Go ahead. What you got?
All right, let's see. Norris can go. Jacobs, maybe for special teams. Mayo, he can go. I'll keep Carter. Smith can go. Obviously, Davis is gone. Kuechly. All right, so we got Shaq Thompson. You already know how I feel. I really want this man gone. Not that I have anything against him. I just think we can do better. So here's the deal. If we are sitting in the first round, this is only if it's the first round, and let's say Devin White from LSU drops. Okay, let's say in free agency we get an outside linebacker. Let's just say that's one of the holes we fill. If Devin White, if he drops to 16, if I'm Hurney, I pick up that phone and I'm like, oh, who wants that? Let me hear all the offers. Because a player like Devin White, in my opinion, go ahead.
No, so are you saying we need to keep Shaq until that point? So what if Devin White is not available? What's your backup plan?
If he's not available, I've come to the point where I'll let him play on the 5th year.
For the $9 million, cuz?
I don't see how it's going to get any lower. That's my only thing. Because the main thing with Shaq is, and the reason why I want to trade him is, if you have a first-round pick and you miss on that pick and you don't think he's going to be in your long-term plans, I'm of the mindset you get whatever you can for him. Like Hurney came in, and Kelvin was not going to be in the long-term plan, so he got something for him. I just want something for Shaq if he's not going to be in our long-term plans. If he is, that $9 million has to come down. I mean, Bobby Wagner is the second highest paid linebacker. I think he's at 10 or 11, and Shaq is not even in that stratosphere.
Shaq is at 11. Not Shaq, but Luke is at 11 mil per year. So real quick,
yeah, Luke's like 11, 12.
Yeah, 11. It's 11.
Go ahead.
So real quick, I just want you to see. I got the free agents up.
Okay.
And give me 1 second.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. A lot of them are tweeners.
Right.
Unfortunately.
A lot of them are. There aren't really many true 4-3 outside linebackers. Very true.
And my thing is, if we switch to the 4-3, I would take a chance on someone like a Shaquille Barrett. Like he's projected to get like 7 to 8 mil, because that's someone that can rush the passer. But if we're just doing a hybrid mix and we're mainly only going to do 3-4 situational, there are a lot of dudes out there, that we can bring in.
For this practice, let's assume we stay 4-3, because let's just assume we stay 4-3, unless there's something crazy comes out saying we're gonna go to a 3-4. Let's all just go under the assumption that we're staying in a 4-3, just for this practice.
If that's the case, my plan is, then I guess you keep Shaq for that 5th year. You let him ride it out like Funchess. You do whatever you can. He just, in my opinion, he can't play for $9 million. That's not his worth.
I agree.
on draft night, if there is a chance somehow that Devin White falls and we get him in the first, I'm picking up that phone and I'm getting a 3rd or a 4th. I know that sounds pretty low, but there's other linebackers like we could maybe get in the 2nd, but I don't know about trading Shaq for a player we pick up in the 2nd round. But I'm talking specifically in this scenario in the 1st. If Devin White, for some reason, and we've seen it before, players fall. That happened with Jonathan Allen. That happened with O.J. Howard. That happens all the time.
It does happen.
For some reason, Devin White falls. First of all, he would obviously be BPA there.
Yeah, but I got a more interesting question for you. If Devin White falls to 16, why don't we try to trade and get more picks out of somebody?
And I agree. I would do, in my opinion, if it's an offer we can't resist, I would definitely trade back. I would definitely trade back if it's an offer. But Devin White is someone you put next to Luke. We basically go from having the best linebacker duo with TD, even though he's declined, and we're just there again. Like, I just don't know if you could find Luke and Devin White. To me, the speed those two combined would be incredible. But again, if it's an offer we can't refuse, if it's an offer we can't refuse, I would trade back. Oh yeah, I don't think Devin White is like.
I'm thinking. I know. Marcus is saying rather have quality over quantity, but at the same time,
when you got this many holes,
these rosters,
man,
we had a lot of holes.
When you got this many holes and not enough space, the trading down is definitely an option. And I wouldn't mind doing it at all. Go ahead, sorry, Noli.
And I'm for trading. In a hypothetical, I really do see Devin White going in the top 10, to be honest. But like Slim said, if someone offers me a first rounder, I don't care who it is, I'm trading down. Like, I want 5 picks within the first 3 rounds because we already have 4 with the Norwell contract going out. But the main thing, like I said, that's just one area where, like, I'm willing to let Shaq stay because, again, he's not a liability. Like, let's say, like, he's been on the field. He's, like, made plays for us. I know we're a little hard, but you got to do whatever you can to get that $9 million down if he stays on the roster. But if we get a player like that, and let's say we don't have a trade offer, I would definitely pick up the phone and see who wants Shaq, because Devin White next to Luke, I mean, oh, man, that'd be incredible.
Yeah,
Well,
I just think it's a little dangerous getting. I think it's a little dangerous getting caught up on one player though, and then hoping that he falls.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
So
like,
it's just a scenario.
I agree. No, I know it's just a scenario. I get it, but I'm just saying I don't want us to get in a scenario where we fall. I mean, I'm guilty of it too. I have my guys. Y'all know I have my guy list. Last year was who was it? Kalen Ballage and Anthony Miller were my guys. I liked them. And I thought we could have got Anthony Miller pretty well. I think he got picked up before in the second before we got there. But I thought it was good value in those guys. And I'm all about value. Okay, it's about value. It's about where you can get guys. So if I'm in full agreement with the trade down scenario, especially at 16. It's like 16 is like no man's land. Like it's like it's a weird place to be.
It's like the NBA. Yeah, it's terrible. It's like the NBA draft. If you're like in that where the Hornets are every year, they're like in that 9 to 15 range. I mean, it's kind of like all the talents, Whereas in the NFL draft, though, I do hope this year, looking at the defensive talent, like it is loaded, so
super loaded.
So I don't think you never know what can happen on draft night. Teams panic, and players they want fall and they reach like crazy. But that's just one hypothetical. I would definitely trade back. And again, I don't think Devin White's going to fall. He's going to test well in the combine and do well. And free agency will tell us a lot. But yeah, I'm all for we just got to hit on our picks. But again, it's looking like Shaq's going to stay, which is fine. I mean,
I don't think Shaq is that bad. I think.
No,
I personally would not mind extending Shaq. I just don't want him to play.
Low.
Yeah, I don't want him to play under that $9 million. That's a lot of money, especially when we got so much. We don't have that much cap space. We got to free up some stuff.
Exactly, and that's why I think a trade on draft night. Because if you were to get a player like Devin White, who's a clear upgrade over Shaq, then you can trade him and clear that $9 million. I mean, I'd even like if a team wanted like a late round pick from us for that trade, like Shaq and like a 5th or a 6th. For them to give us a 3rd or something like that, I would do that because, like I said, you get to clear. I mean, I'm just talking hypothetical at this point, but yeah, it's a lot of roster. Like I don't think people realize how much work Hurney has cut out for.
Oh, it's a lot, and that's what I'm trying. That's the goal of this whole session is to I'm trying to show you how difficult it is and how letting Shaq play under that $9 million is not a good idea. Because it's a lot of money when you have so many holes. So I think personally Shaq is going to be around for. I don't think he's bad. Like a lot of people don't like Shaq, and he's not amazing, but he's not a bad player either, in my opinion. I don't think he's solid. And sometimes you're not gonna knock. And people got to realize you're not gonna knock it out the park on every position. Obviously, it's ideally you want to get the best players out there, but realistic, you have to deal in realists. You have to be a realist at the same time too. And I think Shaq is a good option for us. It just depends. A lot does depend on scheme, but I'm assuming that we're running 4-3, and this is all
we are.
Yeah.
And the thing we have to think about, though, and I've been for a while. Last thing I'll say, since Luke has been with us, I mean, we've always had an elite linebacker next to him, always. I mean, every year he's had TD right there, and that's helped our defense. So that's not a huge concern of mine, but if we do stay with Shaq, that's why I'm intrigued with someone like a Devin White or another linebacker. I want to keep another elite level player next to Luke because he's always had that. And you could say it's a luxury, but it's worked for us. So we'll see how that goes. But overall, it's a long process, and we'll see what gets going. I'll be interested.
All right, appreciate your call, man. We'll see what happens with Shaq moving forward.
All right, appreciate it.
All right. So peep game. I did want to update you guys on the defensive end. because we definitely need edge rushers badly, sorely. This is like one of the like top positions of need. And right as it sits, you got Mario Addison, Marquise Haynes, FA, and then we don't know what Peppers is gonna do. And even with Peppers, that's a pretty sad list. And nothing about this list. There's nobody on this list that's like, all right. I mean, Addison is cool, but that's really it. There's not. I mean, we need something bad here. And I just don't think, even if drafting a guy like a Clelin Ferrell or your top not Josh Allen, but Zach Allen out of Boston College, drafting a guy like that is not going to fix our issue. We need one of these guys. And I'm concerned about where the money's coming from, because we're talking about signing a backup quarterback and signing somebody else. And I'm just concerned. I'm really concerned about defensive end. This is one of my biggest fears, because that was the Achilles heel of our defense last year. We didn't have any pass rush to speak. It was no pass rush, and I think we need to address it. And I'm looking. I mean, if you look at these guys, like you look at, I'm sorry, this is small, but if you look at a guy like, let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger for y'all. So I want to keep that market. I want to keep that market value in there, because you got guys. You got guys like DeMarcus Lawrence that's out there. I mean, he could potentially get tagged again with the Cowboys, which is his stock is gonna be crazy. Or I highly doubt that the Cowboys let him walk. A lot of these guys, I think Ezekiel Ansah is probably one of the most realistic guys, but he's so injury prone. I don't know about that. Cameron Wake is 37. I'm not fooling with him. It's thin.
Ansah made $17 million
per year. Yeah. This is his second contract. This is gonna be his second contract. So, I mean, look at these guys up here. Some of these guys are old. Like, I don't want a 1-year rental. We need to. I'm looking in the age of 27.
I'm looking at Fowler.
I'm looking at a Fowler too, but man, I don't think he doesn't move the needle for me personally. He doesn't move the needle. He doesn't move the needle for me. This Fowler. We need a game changer, bro. Like, and I don't see anybody up here that's realistically gonna be out there. And I'm concerned. I'm really concerned. I'm really concerned about defensive end, because I really feel like the draft is not going to solve it. Even double dipping in the draft doesn't do it for me. I really think we need to sign a big name. Clowney could do it, but I think they're saying Clowney's staying. A lot of the guys, like somebody else posted, if you're a good pass rusher, you ain't going nowhere. They generally lock those up. So I'm concerned about defensive end. I'm really concerned. I think you may take a flyer on Ansah. Maybe a change of scenery will do it for him. But he's been so injury prone, and I just don't know about Ansah. 13 million is a good number. In perspective of what's out there, but Frank Clark is one. But there's
more.
He may. Frank Clark. Frank Clark is a good one, but I think the Seahawks are already saying that they're going to keep him. So then you're looking at, I don't know, man. I'm really concerned. I'm really concerned about defensive end. Really concerned. And the draft has a lot of good ones. Not a lot of good true 4-3 guys. You got maybe it's very top heavy with the 4-3. You guys Zach Allen, and you got guys like Clelin Ferrell, who could potentially be gone by the time we pick. Well, Zach is probably going to be there, but I don't know, man. I'm concerned. I'm concerned. I'm really concerned about defensive end, man. I just don't think this year fixes it. I don't know, man. I'm really, and I think that may be that may feed into the talk of a 4-3. I mean, 3-4. Excuse me. We move to that 3-4. It opens up a lot of doors as far as edge rushers goes. There's a lot more of those guys out there. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm concerned though.
Tough, man.
It's tough. It's tough. I'm concerned about defensive end. Very concerned. So that's one position of concern. Let's not get all doom and gloom, Dave. Because let's look at these guys for a second. Look at these guys for a second. Look at these wide receivers for a second, Dave. The core is there, son. The core. Curtis, DJ, Jarius, all good. All under contract through 2021 at least. So I'm very happy with that situation. The only thing we're missing here is a bigger target. A Funchess like KB like guy in size. And
Benjamin's available.
I'm good on that.
I'm joking, man.
I'm good on
well,
that.
He is available, but I'm all set.
Yeah, I think Bird is out of here.
He'll be cheap too.
I think Bird is gone. I think that he just stays injured too much. I think he'll make it through like training camp and all that, but he'll get cut. And Funchess, I think I X'd him out of here. But I really do think the draft is set for us to pick a 6'2", 6'3" guy and replace Funchess. But there's plenty of those, so I'm not concerned about wide receiver at all. I'm good on wide receiver. We don't need to go out and sign. Matter of fact, we can let Torrey walk, save that $5 million, and then pick up another, maybe two guys. But I'm definitely not concerned about wide receiver at all. Trevon Brown is Nolly's guy, and I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Trevon Brown. So I'm good. I'm good on wide receiver.
Okay.
I agree.
Check
there.
the free agents. I'm curious. What's up with these free agents, man?
Oh, free agents for wide receivers? I got you. Give me 1 second.
I'm just curious.
Needing a guy that's good sounds nice, but you also need a red zone target. Like I feel like we need, with Olsen potentially out or maybe not playing, we need a red zone target. Somebody that I could just sling the ball to. And we already got good receivers. We just need a change of pace out there at wide receiver. So I'm with you on getting the best guy.
We don't have to necessarily pay that much for him.
So you got a
just
couple
find
guys.
A 6'5" guy that can catch the ball occasionally more accurate than Devin Funchess.
Right. There's a couple names out here, man. Cordell Patterson could be a guy. A cheap guy. Everybody else on here gonna cost some change. Randall Cobb's got some history.
A free agent, the Patriots gonna keep both of them probably.
Randall Cobb got some history with Cam. I'm cool on this wide receiver list, man. Just let me draft somebody. I'm not trying to pay nobody.
Is that Tyrell the Gazelle Williams?
Yeah.
From the Chargers?
Chargers, yep. He could be a cheap option. He had a decent season.
He did. I'm curious to see how much these wide receivers going to get next year.
Yeah, I'm cool with anybody on this list though. I'm cool. Just give me somebody in the draft that ain't gonna cost much. And I'm good. I didn't update. This is a little outdated, so I do need to go and update it. So Larry did sign? So Larry Fitzgerald signed?
Yeah, he did. He signed another year.
I didn't update it. So this is a couple weeks old, if I'm not mistaken. So I do need to update it.
Yeah, he announced that he was coming back for another season.
So let's take a look at this.
He wants to see it out.
Let's take a look at this, Dave. How you feeling about these running backs?
Well, they got one on the roster.
Facts. Only one running back on the roster. I think we talked about on the last podcast about bringing Elijah Hood back. I think is a good option. What about the free agents? You want to take a look at the free agents?
Yeah, look at the free agent running backs.
Free agent running backs are cheap.
C.J. Anderson might be available.
He probably will be available. Whoops, Latavius.
Murray?
Yeah. Should be cheap. LeGarrette can't go wrong with LeGarrette. Dude's like a daggone.
He's 32, man. That's wild.
Yeah, he's old, man. Get AP. We could pair AP up with Christian McCaffrey.
I'm looking at Detroit. Zach Zenner, Amir Abdullah, Alfred Blue.
Get another tweener with Ty Montgomery.
You could get a tweener with Ty Montgomery. Ty Montgomery's not that tall, though. What's his height? Like 6 feet? Is he 6 feet tall?
I have no clue. Jay Ajayi could be out there.
Yo, these cats ain't gonna make anything next year.
Nah, running backs they gonna be cheap, bruh. They gonna be cheap.
So you can understand where Carolina sits on it. I'm like you're near the bottom of the list, man. I'm like, yo.
Larry said we're gonna skip past Doug Martin. Yeah, we're gonna skip past Doug Martin like that. Facts.
Yeah, Larry, come on, dog.
So yeah, we definitely got.
He closed the season pretty well. I gotta give Douglas Martin some credit.
We definitely gotta address running back though. I think we can draft one late. There's a couple guys. My guy Ziggy out of Nebraska. I like him. I think we can get a running back late. But there's a lot of holes.
The first thing is Cameron Artis-Payne needs to get re-signed.
No, Cameron Artis-Payne is done here. I think he's done. Don't re-sign. We better not re-sign that dude, man.
Who, Stewart or Cap?
Cap. Or Stewart. Both of them.
There's no way we'll sign Kareem Hunt.
Oh, nah. I don't know, man. Tepper might do it. What about these defensive tackles, Dave? Think we pretty solid on defensive tackle? I'm just curious as to what we do, man, with this scheme. But if we're gonna be talking about, I think we definitely need to re-sign Kyle Love for sure. I think he'll be a cheap deal, $2 million deal, something like that. 2 year, $2 million. He's 32 years old. He could play 2 more years as a rotational guy. So I think we definitely need to prioritize Kyle Love because I think he was our, other than Kawan, he was our best interior guy. And I think it secures us a little bit further along with Vernon Butler probably playing his last season with us. He gives us a little bit of security. So we definitely need to re-sign Kyle Love for sure.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, but seeing these DTs kind of confirm 3-4 kind of helps the 3-4 argument. That's for sure.
Yeah, no, I'm all for the scheme change, man. Everybody's been talking about it. The mainstream beat writers picked it up. But for the sake of this, we're just gonna assume that we stick with a 4-3 until some news confirming the scheme change from like the head coach or the defensive guy say something. We'll just wait on it. But DT appears to be okay in either scheme. I like DT. Cornerbacks. Let's look at the cornerbacks for a second. There's no red on the cornerbacks. I can tell you that, Dave. There's no red.
I know there's no red, but there's probably like a plethora of youngins.
There's some young. It's definitely youthful. Captain's oldest at age 30. He should be out of here. Really, Captain should be gone. I hope Ross can come back and play. I'm not banking on that, but if Ross can come back and play, and we can put him outside and play along with and move Dante inside, that'd be great. But there's some good cornerbacks in this draft. At 16, that's prime range for some of these cornerbacks, and I really like some of these guys. Greedy Williams, my boy Byron Murphy. I'm taking any of those two guys at 16 if they're available to pair with Bradbury outside. But if Ross or Captain are out of here, I think we're still fine. Especially if we draft somebody and probably potentially bringing another veteran cornerback. But I don't want to see Captain Munnerlyn on our roster under any circumstances next year. It's time. His ship is sailed. He's been given enough chances. I'm done. I'm done with Captain.
Yeah, we're super young in this position.
Yeah, we're young. But I think
That's fine.
we're borderline. I think we're getting there. I think Dante definitely gave it a boost. He had a up and down year. I think he had a solid year overall. But I'd like to see him. I don't know what they're gonna do with him. Let him play outside or inside. I personally would like a better outside option, and have him play inside personally. But give me a Byron. There's some really good cornerbacks in this draft. It's top heavy. But I really like a couple guys, and at 16 it could be right for the pickings at cornerback, with a lot of quarterbacks going and some of these interior tackles, and some of these edge rushers. I can see one of those three guys, one of the top three guys falling at 16, and I wouldn't be mad if we picked one because we need one. All right, so cornerback looks to be fine. What else y'all want to look at? We can look at tackle. Get rid of these cornerbacks. We can look at tackle. I'm a little concerned here too, with tackle, with the tackles. This is a little concerning, Dave. I'm a little nervous about this one right here. Ideally, this is a tough one to call. Because we got limited cap space. The Darrell Williams call is gonna be tough. He's gotta be willing to take a prove it deal for a 1-year deal. There's no guaranteeing that he does that. And if he doesn't, I'm a little concerned. Yeah, I'm a little concerned. I like Chris Clark. I like him as a backup. I don't necessarily want him starting. I think he's a very solid backup. I'm not really feeling, and with speed bump, probably I should have striked through his joint.
I cannot believe they're getting this on that guy, man.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that one hurt. And again, we can get out from up under it this year with a June 1. I'm concerned here at tackle. I'm concerned because, again, things have to go our way. And free agency starts, March 14th. It's a long way from now. Well, we'll see. We got to get up from under that Khalil contract, and then we gotta re-sign Darrell. And I like it. I like it if Darrell was at right and Moten moved to left. I'd be a little more comfortable there. Re-sign Chris Clark to a cheap, maybe a 1-year deal, 2-year deal, just to keep him around a little bit. But I'm not comfortable with this tackle situation. Guards, I do like guards a little bit better. I looked at that the other day. Guards, I'm a little more comfortable with. Let's take a look at these guards for a second. So what people forgot about is how solid Brendan Mahone was. Brendan Mahone was solid in training camp and had a decent preseason. He's under contract through 2021. So I think having him back in the system again, as an undrafted guy, I think he could be another one of those surprise guys that we forgot about. He's young. He had a good year, good preseason as far as and a good training camp. I think you gotta watch out for Brendan Mahone. Van Roten is under contract again through 2020. I'm a little more comfortable here. You got Trey through 2022. Amini and Dorian can walk, and we can upgrade guard elsewhere. Free agency. I'm okay with this. I think I'm okay with this. Let me see.
Yeah. Be nice if Hearns started picking it up a little bit, but But I'm rolling.
Yeah, no, we good. I mean, these guys are young. Like Hearn and Mahone, those guys are young. I think having them in the system again, both of those guys were undrafted. I think Hearn was undrafted too. Uh,
Yep, they were.
yeah, they both were undrafted. So I think you give them a time. Again, I think guard is one of those positions where we don't need to draft. Everybody's talking about getting a Jonah Williams or somebody like that and then moving them inside. I feel like guard is a position we've excelled with drafting, with using undrafted getting undrafted free agents, and I think you got to keep an eye on those two guys. Keep an eye on those guys. I think Mahone had a solid. You got to watch for it, man. I think we've done a really good job with undrafted guys. There's a history there, so be drafting a guy. It's not necessary in my opinion. Um, just watch. Keep an eye out for it. All right. Let's see. What else y'all want to look at? Look at quarterbacks. Oops. Oh, I forgot safety. Let's look at safety real quick. Safety scares me a lot. Safety scares me a lot, man. We got to get Eric Reed, man. We get Eric Reed, I'm gonna feel a lot more comfortable. But right now, it ain't pretty. It ain't. And yeah, sorry guys, I forgot about safety. I'm doing safety now. Y'all a little behind, but yeah, safety is definitely something we need to address like ASAP. It ain't pretty, bruh. It is not pretty. Yeah, we in trouble big time. And let's look at the free. I mean, there are some solid free agents out there. I don't think we have to necessarily fall in love with Reed. I mean, obviously, that's the ideal situation because you want to keep the guy that's been in the system. But there's some other guys out there that we could potentially take a look at. I thought there were some more guys that were available. This ain't the list I thought I was gonna look at. Cause I don't see. Yeah, I don't see. Let me see something. I probably need to check free too.
Yeah, so we've been on this Hurney 2.0. He gonna have to earn this one. Good grief.
Yeah, here we go. Free safety. I was gonna say there's a couple guys I'm missing. All right, here we go.
Put the FS in, man.
Yeah, so put the free safeties in. Yeah, my bad. I had to put it in there. But with the free safeties in here, that there's a lot of guys available. So we don't have to necessarily fall in love with Eric Reed. Again, ideally I'd love to see Eric Reed back, for obvious reasons. But yeah, Landon Collins is definitely a free agent. There's a bunch of guys. LaMarcus, I think the Rams went all in. I think they're gonna get a few guys back, but they're not getting everybody back from this year's roster. And their defense wasn't that great anyway. But yeah, so Earl could go to Dallas. I could definitely see that.
Or Earl's out of here, man. He flipped off Seattle bench, so
yeah,
I think he's out the paint.
So this is just an idea of what it looks like, and next week I want to start seeing if we can place some guys. Well, next week we're gonna do the mock draft. So based on that mock draft, we'll start to fill some of these holes that we talked about, and we'll revert back to what we discussed here. And before we get started, I have a list of here's our holes as it sits right now, and then I'll also have updated contracts for guys, or updated market value for guys that we could potentially sign, and kind of update the cap figure so we can see how difficult it is to put this roster together, because there's a lot of holes and not a lot of money unless we create some space, which we definitely created earlier. I think we were up to about 50,000 in cap space. And again, just because a guy, I want to be clear about this, because maybe a lot of guys don't understand this, but just because a guy's yearly average salary is $11 million, does not mean his cap hit is going to be $11 million. I think people misunderstand that's just an average yearly contract amount. So his first year could be $5 million. His next year could be $10 million, and his year after that could be like $7 million. But the average averages out to $10 million, if that makes sense. So it's all on how you construct the contract. So we could sign Eric Reed to a 3-year, $30 million deal. The average is to $10 million a season. But his first year cap hit is only like $2 million. It's a backloaded contract where he gets the bulk of his money at the end. So I just want to make sure that y'all understand that we could sign some guys. The problem is that you're gonna have to pay them at some point. Like you can make the numbers work now, but at some point you're gonna have to pay the piper, especially with those backloaded deals. You know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
I want to be clear. I'll have to pull up some examples next week to show y'all how a contract is constructed, because I think people need to understand that how difficult it is to put this together and make it work, because it's not easy. All right, it's not easy. All right. So next week we're gonna do a mock draft, first mock draft of the year. Make sure y'all come prepared. I don't want y'all throwing out some wild names. Dave, you gotta get your mind right, because I'm cussing everybody out if y'all throw me some wild names, like y'all try to get us to draft Justin Reed last year 1,000,000 times in the first round. But next week we're gonna do our first mock draft of the year. It's gonna be fun. Now before I end this joint, I want to reiterate. I want to go back. Whoops. Give me 1 second, peeps. Whoops. I just want to reiterate the giveaway that I'm doing to support the Kilgore's Project. If you haven't seen it, going on a mission trip, and I'm raising money for it. I'm giving away a signed Cam Newton helmet just in case you missed it earlier. Here's the ways to enter. $10 raffle entry, and those are the ways to enter. And it's a non-profit organization, so you can write off the raffle ticket. Hit me up. You got any questions? Let me know. And go to the Kilgore's, Kilgores.org to check it out. Just make sure I ain't BSing y'all. But appreciate all the donations in advance. That being said, Dave, you got anything else?
Nah, man, I'm good to go. We can close this out.
All right, y'all get y'all mind right, okay? Get y'all mind right. Next week's our first postseason mock draft, and get it right, because it's gonna be fun. Y'all remember these mock drafts from last year? They're legit, they're fun, and we're gonna have fun. All right. That being said, peace out.
Thank you for listening to the Panther Nation podcast hosted by Rashad and David. Please subscribe to us on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, and our YouTube channel at Panther Nation Podcast. You can also like our Facebook page at Panther Nation Podcast. While you're at it, follow us on Twitter at Panther Nation PC. And always remember, keep pounding.
Peace out, people. See y'all on the next jump. It's gonna be fun.
Yep. See y'all next week.